Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody here to the Lunchtime. I'm your host, Conman. Once again, we are going to do the show. We start it every single day around 12 p.m. Wow. Okay, sorry about that. I had my video playing in the background of the live stream. But welcome everybody to the Lunchtime. Today we got lots of stuff to talk about, lots of news going on, lots of Wrestlemania implications going on right now. Very crazy news to come out today. Some rumors about Dean Ambrose, some rumors about Shane McMahon. We got lots of stuff to talk about, but before we get into that, I want to ask, how are you guys doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. For those of you who are watching, most likely you're either at home, you know, like you're ahead of time from normal people, or you're on your lunch break, and if you're on your lunch break, then welcome. Why is it not sponsored only? Because I decided to make a change to the show, at least for this week, just to test out and see how the chat looks. It's a lot more active without it being sponsor only, so maybe we'll get to that. But anyways, we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, obviously, the rumors. We're going to break down Raw from last night. We got, obviously, a few little sponsor shout-outs and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that we can possibly talk about today, so make sure you stick around for the entirety of today's show, because we got lots of stuff to talk about, and we're going to start off with the biggest rumor of the day, and that is that Dean Ambrose was pulled from a scheduled WrestleMania Access appearance, leading to speculation either he suffered a setback in recovery from his tricep injury, or he could be primed for a surprise appearance at WrestleMania. Now, the first one obviously is not something that I hope for. I hope he doesn't have a setback. I hope Dean Ambrose is well ahead of recovery. However, the possibility that Dean Ambrose might be at WrestleMania is intriguing, to say the least, because there is a few matches that could garner his attention. There's the match with Seth Rollins, Miz, and Finn Balor that Dean Ambrose could kind of be like, I don't want Seth Rollins to capture this IC title. How about I interfere and destroy Seth from within, or something like that. I don't know. Dean Ambrose could possibly interfere in that match. That would make sense, and then start a rivalry between a heel Dean Ambrose and a face Seth Rollins. That could be really cool. Could play into the fact that it's a triple threat match. Dean Ambrose returning like that would be certainly unexpected. The fans would go crazy. He would instantly feel like one of the biggest heels on the roster, and it would give us an incredible renewed feud, only this time the roles flipped, you know. So there's a possibility Ambrose might return at WrestleMania or the night after WrestleMania, due to the fact that he was pulled from these WrestleMania access appearances. Because when WWE normally pulls a superstar from them, it's to create like this sense of, oh man, this guy isn't around anymore. You know, we try to get him out of the fans' minds. Just completely forget about Dean Ambrose. Just forget about him. And then once he returns, it's like, oh, Dean's back, we forgot all about him, you know. So it's a huge possibility that we see Dean Ambrose return at WrestleMania. The only downfall is that we don't know how his injury is actually going. We don't know for sure if he is cleared to wrestle yet. That has been hush-hush from WWE, so we don't really know there. But yeah, that's the biggest story to come out today, is Dean Ambrose is a possible WrestleMania return. I want Dean Ambrose back. I think a lot of you guys would like to see Dean Ambrose back. I know I'm certainly a Dean Ambrose fan. I would prefer to see Dean as a heel, just simply because he's got that gritty look. He's got the beard. He's got the scraggly hair, you know. He is making the movie. That's why he is MIA. He's actually injured right now, but he might have been making a movie as well. But no, Dean Ambrose was injured. Curry the First Planet, I think that is how you pronounce your name. Mercury the First Planet, whoever that was. Thank you very much for subscribing. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Conman community. That's the first subscriber I think I've seen pop up on the Lunchtime, which is pretty awesome. So welcome everybody. Remember, if you want to subscribe, you can. But yeah, so Dean Ambrose returning, possible. We might see him the night after WrestleMania, and then we move into more of a bigger feud, you know, maybe Reigns and Dean Ambrose, I don't know. But there's lots of possibilities there with Dean Ambrose possibly returning. Anyways, though, let's get into the rumor roundup. This segment is brought to you by me, Conman, because I don't have any sponsors on the show. Okay, so Undertaker versus John Cena is still the plan for WrestleMania and should be officially set up next Monday Night Raw. So John Cena, obviously, on Monday Night Raw, he called out Undertaker. He was mocking him, doing like that and sitting up, calling him a coward and all this stuff. By the way, John Cena's literally calling a guy who retired a coward for not wanting to come out of retirement. That's literally like John Cena going up to say, I don't know, who's a really, really old superstar. Really, really old. Like, I don't know, Bret Hart, who can barely walk right now. Yeah, it's like going up to Bret Hart. Bret Hart, you're a coward. You're a coward for not coming out of retirement and challenging me at WrestleMania. No, it's kind of like that. So it's just John Cena picking on an old person. Inus, the hottest planet, whoever you are, thank you very much for subscribing. Much appreciated. But yeah, so John Cena versus Undertaker is apparently still set to be the WrestleMania match. So don't worry too much there, folks, as WrestleMania still looks to be planned for John Cena versus Taker. I know a lot of people are saying John Cena's not going to end up having the match with Undertaker because he's just too old. I don't know. I think it's going to happen. And whether we get the dead man or whether we get the badass, the American badass, I'm not too sure. But we'll find that one out. The next thing to come out of, which was really, really close to being the biggest story today, is that according to the Wrestling Observer, Shane McMahon's hospitalization is legitimate and not part of the storyline. So what I heard here is that basically Shane McMahon, he was on vacation for a couple weeks now. Yeah, and he developed an infection. Not sure what the infection is, but he developed an infection on vacation due to the injury, and then he also received a hernia because of it, which will require surgery. So Shane McMahon took that hard bump, and remember when you heard him going, you know, those weird sounds that, you know, no human should make? It's probably because he legitimately got injured at the time. And so now, his availability for WrestleMania is obviously in doubt. Earth the Life Planet, thank you very much for subscribing. It's obviously in doubt, and SmackDown will likely start setting up a Plan B for Daniel Bryan's planned match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn tonight. So that means tonight, with 2 weeks to go until WrestleMania, and only 2 more shows for SmackDown Live, they got to try to figure out who is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Are we going to see a potential triple threat match? Once again, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Are we going to see Daniel Bryan receive a new partner? I saw a lot of people saying Chris Jericho might possibly be his new partner. That would make a lot of sense. It would make a big match feel. Bryan and Jericho teaming together, that could be a thing. But the only thing is with Chris Jericho is that he has a concert the night of WrestleMania. So I'm not sure if that'll be possible. If it is, great. If not, then I don't know. I'm not too sure if Chris Jericho is the replaceable partner. But there's still lots of people who could be there. You just got to start looking through all the people that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have kind of screwed over, and you can maybe find a partner sitting in there. So guys, let me know, who do you think might be Daniel Bryan's partner if they go with a partner direction? Do they go a triple threat match route, or do they just possibly not even have Daniel Bryan wrestle at WrestleMania? I would get really, I would hope it would be Y2J, because Y2J and Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn makes a lot of sense. Mars the Red Planet, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to have them subscribe, or to have them partner up, but you never know. You never know. I would like to see, obviously the match is Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon. Or Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's the match that they've been building up the story. But, you know, it could be a 2-on-1 handicap, but that would be kind of weird, seeing Daniel Bryan in a handicap match. I'm not sure. Anyways, guys, make sure you leave a like on this video if you're excited for the possibility of a Dean Ambrose return. Like this video. Let's get this over 50 likes right here. Alright, the next thing that I was going to talk about here is this one here. Brock Lesnar's final show appearance on his current contract is Friday in Boston, according to Wrestling Inc. He's not advertised for anything after WrestleMania 34. So they kind of are giving away a little bit right there. Peter the Biggest Planet, well, thank you very much for, or Jupiter the Biggest Planet, I should say. Thank you very much for subscribing. I think I've got the planets subscribing over there. Yeah, so I'm not too sure what's going to happen there with Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar's probably done after WrestleMania, which means Roman Reigns is definitely going to probably win that Universal title, which I think we all kind of know. I think we all kind of know who and what's going to happen at WrestleMania for the most part, but that is probably the most obvious match, but I think we're going to get a hell of a match on its way out, so maybe we will. Maybe we will. Okay, so let's take one last quick look at Cage Side Seats, see if there's any more big news to come out of here. Raw recap and reactions. Is that the thing? Okay. All right. Saturn the Ring Planet, thank you very much for subscribing. Much appreciated. Okay, so anyways, guys, there's no more real news to come out of here today. Just little tiny rumors and stuff like that. So let's get into the second segment of the show, and this is called The Breakdown, where we break down the previous show. We talk a little bit about it, kind of like a Raw review, a slightly Raw review right here. So what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw before we get into it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you just okay with it? Me, personally, I thought it was a fairly good show. I didn't see too many things wrong with it. I know John Cena versus Kane felt like it needed Undertaker to come out, but that's exactly what they wanted, right? They wanted you to think of Undertaker coming out. I'm a little disappointed to hear that Matt Hardy is not going to be having a singles match at WrestleMania. Other than that, though, yeah, it was a fairly fun show. What happened to the good and the bad? The good and the bad got retired. Venus, the icy giant planet, thank you very much for subscribing. We got all the planets. Hey, new subscribers, why not, right? So anyways, let's take this all the way here, and we will see what we got. So tonight, what was this? I gotta, oh man, I need my review here. Where's my review? Okay, all right, so we had a segment. We'll just talk about the big things here that happened during the show. Obviously, it started out with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Now, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, they absolutely tore each other apart in this. So Brock Lesnar came down to the ring, said that Paul Heyman said that Roman Reigns was not going to be here. Obviously, Roman Reigns got there, and then Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar had a big old brawl where Brock Lesnar destroyed Roman. Not even close. Roman Reigns didn't even seem like he stood a chance there. Destroyed him, came back down, hit him with an F5 on the steel steps, and then stood on top of the steps with the championship. Brock Lesnar standing tall over the big dog. Pretty good. Not a problem there. Good way to open the show. After that, then we had, I got to get this in chronological order because there's some stuff going on that this is just all kind of messed up. So give me one sec. So Raw results. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Not Forbes, because they make you do stuff. Bleacher Report. That'll work. All right. So after that, what did we get? We got Mickie James versus Nia Jax. So obviously Nia Jax, she had a strong showing here. She needs to continue to have strong showings. She got her vengeance over Mickie James with a beautiful Samoan drop. That was awesome. I loved how that looked. It was a really well laid out match, honestly, but nothing too special. Just the Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax encounter has me so intrigued that I just love to see that. R5 Cool, thank you very much for subscribing. I just love to see Alexa Bliss try to be this this strong woman, punches her, and then it's like, oh no, and then runs away, gets away from her. It's entirely possible, so that would be pretty cool. Rumor, Y2J and Bryan versus Steen and Generico. Holy Mother of God. That's the rumor, man. That's the rumor. Then we had an odd cruiserweight match. We don't normally get cruiserweight matches anymore on Raw because 205 Live seems to be reserved for them. But I guess this week they needed to fill up and try to build a little bit more towards WrestleMania. So the cruiserweights were in action. We had Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus TJP and Drew Gulak. And in this match, it was fine. It had some high-flying action. What I loved the most about this match is that Mustafa Ali tagged himself in on Cedric Alexander, who they are facing at WrestleMania, to get the win himself. I love that little thing. It showed that Mustafa Ali, he's like, yeah, you know what, man? Yeah, we have a match, but you're not going to pick up some momentum. I'm going to pick this one up. Fun match, you know, hot tag, everything like that. Did pretty good. fairly solid match. Gets me excited for WrestleMania. I think those two are going to put on an awesome match. Possible show stealer if they're giving the time. Then we had the amazing Miz TV segment. I seriously thought that the Miztourage was disbanding from the Miz. I thought Finn Balor and Seth Rollins played like the conniving little high school guys who are egging on the kids to stand up for themselves. You know, like, you won't do it, man. You won't do it. They're just smiling and laughing and getting enjoyment from it. That's literally what it reminiscent of when your friends or your or whatever in high school, they just kind of egg on people. That's what it felt like. Good segment, but then it turned out all to be a ruse as the Miz and the Miztourage realigned once again and just absolutely took the fight right to Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. But then, guess what? The club, the Bullet Club or Balor Club, whatever you want to call it, of Gallows and Anderson came on out. They stopped the Miztourage from beating up on Finn Balor, and then Finn Balor got the upper hand on the Miz. And then Seth Rollins and Finn Balor kind of had a little fight after that. And Finn Balor stood tall. He stood tall with the Intercontinental Championship high above his head. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Getting me hyped for that match at WrestleMania. Welcome everybody to the show, though. If you guys are just getting here, make sure you leave a like on this video. And make sure you subscribe to this channel. We will get to Twitter questions in a few segments. We got a few more to go because we are doing the breakdown right now of Monday Night Raw. Up next, we had Asuka versus Jamie Frost. Jamie Frost was just a random jobber. She had a strong promo right before it saying that she can do it, and then she slaps Asuka. That was awesome. It was really awesome. The strike, though, from Asuka, that kick, boom, right across the face, knocking out Jamie Frost in 1, 2, 3. That was an excellent segment. Makes Asuka look so strong going into WrestleMania. And then that's, look at this. Then we had Braun Strowman versus Sheamus, and what I thought was a very intriguing match, because Sheamus is no small dude. He's a big guy. He's a former WWE champion. He's got a good pedigree, and obviously he's a killer tag team right now with Cesaro. The only thing is that with this segment here is the bar is being presented in a way that they aren't a threat to Strowman. Strowman is a threat to them. And he's a threat to them by himself, you know. That's why I thought the WrestleMania match should have been Strowman versus the Bar and not have Strowman with a tag team partner, because Strowman alone looks like he could wreck the Bar, and the Bar needed the upper hand in the handicap match. Anyways, though, that's not going to happen from the sounds of it. And we got a slow kind of iffy booking here. I mean, you had Cesaro interfering from the outside, but then Sheamus still ate the pinfall. I don't know. I think this should have been a disqualification. I think that what should have happened is Cesaro and Sheamus should have been getting in the ring and attacking Braun Strowman, and we should have seen for the first time Strowman's vulnerability. You know, maybe the Bar got the upper hand. You know, maybe they beat him down and they stood over top of Strowman with the tag team championships in the air. I think that would be intriguing because we haven't seen anything like that yet. We haven't seen Strowman be in a vulnerable position like that. So I think that would have been really cool. They kind of messed up the booking there, and I think that's probably the biggest misstep of the show was the booking with the Bar. I think the Bar needed a chance to go over. However, if they put them over next week over top of Strowman, then maybe, you know, everything will be set for WrestleMania, and they're just kind of booking up Strowman right now. Then we had Ronda Rousey and Absolution. One thing I'll say is that it's too bad Paige is injured. It's too bad she's probably going to have to retire, and it's too bad she's stuck in a managerial role, because, man, is she good on the microphone. She came down, delivered an awesome promo. I loved the use of baby girl, you know, and she sounded so conniving. She sounded so methodical in the way that she was trying to do it, and then basically said, hey, Ronda, if you're not going to join us, then you're on the wrong end. And then in comes Absolution. They get absolutely destroyed. Mandy Rose just about gets her arm broke, and that's the segment. But I thought it was good. Then we got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Miztourage right there, which was kind of fun. A kind of fun match. Nothing too spectacular, but it was kind of fun. You know, it is what it is. Anderson and Gallows defeated the Miztourage. Then we got Elias returning. He put on a cool little cool little thing about Cleveland before. Lots of stuff about LeBron. You know, obviously you're going to make LeBron references when you're in Cleveland. And then, you know, he had a match with Rhino, defeated Rhino, drift away, hit Heath Slater with the drift away afterwards. I honestly don't know what's to become of Elias. I don't know if he just enters the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. If he goes into a tag team with Strowman, I'm not too sure. We also in there somewhere, we got Matt Hardy's promo about Bray Wyatt being deleted and relieved from his vessel, and Sister Abigail is no more and stuff like that. Obviously, that's intriguing. But then he got entered into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Big letdown right there. I was hoping that we might get something else for Matt Hardy at WrestleMania, but we didn't. He's just going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But if he wins it, then maybe his character continues to go with it. Who knows? Maybe he deletes people a little more. Then we got the no DQ match between John Cena and Kane. That's right, John Cena and Kane had a no disqualification match in the main event. I know this seems like it was 7 years ago, but it's not. It was today, or yesterday, I should say. This was a slow match. I don't even know. I don't think they've ever had good chemistry in the ring. This was obviously a hard-hitting match. Cena going through the barricade and through the table and things like that. Like, obviously, it was a hard-hitting match. Obviously, it was a well-told story. We are all waiting for that extra little bit where Undertaker returns, because Undertaker returning would have just been that thing, or a gong, you know, just a weird gong, or a lightning, or smoke just randomly appearing around the ring, you know, something like that would have been enough to give this match something just extra. And I would have gave Kane the win over top of John Cena, because John Cena was distracted and became obsessed with the Undertaker. That's what I would have done. I don't know if that's going to be the case next week. I think that we're probably gonna want to see Undertaker return more now, because we got teased. That's probably the greatest decision they've made. I know that we all want to see it right away. He's probably gonna make his return next week. Or imagine if they hold off right until WrestleMania. Just imagine if they hold off until WrestleMania and Cena's in the ring and he's just like, "Taker, I'm here." You know, something like that. Just, "I'm here. What's your answer?" And then you hear, "Gong. Dead man walking," or something like that, you know, and then just hit his music and down comes Biker Taker, or down comes Dead Man Taker, whatever you want to call it. That would be pretty cool. I hope that's what we get at WrestleMania. That would be insane. The pop would be crazy. All right. Now we're on to our next segment, which is called the Sponsor Spotlight. So guys, basically right here is, I want to give a huge shout out to Noah Rundle, who is a sponsor here on the channel. If you guys want your sponsor shout out, make sure you become a sponsor. Eventually I will be doing sponsor shout outs for everybody, and you will hear people being repeated. Each day I give a huge shout out to one of my amazing sponsors, because you guys are truly amazing. You support the show monthly, and if you guys wish to become a sponsor of your own, make sure you click on the green sponsor button. I'm going to be redoing the layout of the show to have the segments at the bottom and make it highlighted, make it really cool. I'm going to have some graphics pop up, so we're going to make the show seem a little bit more interactive and entertaining with you guys. That's what I want. But right now, that's just not possible. I also want to have live Twitter questions on the show. Speaking of Twitter questions right here, what I've got for you guys is I've got Twitter questions and your questions from the chat. So if you ask me a question over Twitter or through the chat, I will answer it. So guys, make sure you tweet at me or ask your questions right now. So here we go. What is your guys' questions? I'm passing the conversation on to you. We need to hear that. Hey, Tingerland, how are you doing? I also see Big Dog in here, and there's lots of others in here as well. How many championships will change hands at WrestleMania? Okay, so I think the... Let's see here. Intercontinental Championship has a chance of changing hands. The Universal Championship, the WWE Championship, the Raw Tag Team Championships, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the SmackDown Women's title, I think, the Raw Women's title. I think we might, honestly, guys, we might see a lot of championship changes. That's already 7. I think it could be really good. We might see 7 championship changes. Could Paige get a Shawn Michaels recovery? Asks the Big Dog on Twitter. It's possible. It's possible she might one day. It's also possible she might not. I'm not too sure. If you do the segments at the bottom, that would be like the ESPN Sports Center. Well, not necessarily like it. It would also be like every single sports talk show in the world. But yeah, kind of. But it's not necessarily a ticker. I'll redo the layout and I'll show you guys what I mean eventually. Bryan Danielson and Chris Hero versus El Generico and Kevin Steen at Mania. Yeah, you realize that all those people are indie names, right? Just saying. Will Alexa Bliss shock the WWE and beat Nia Jax? I don't think so. I think Nia Jax, just because it's a bullying storyline, I really think that Nia Jax needs the win because it's a bullying storyline. She's been close to the WWE Women's Championship for a while now, and then she just needs to get over that hump, and I think that hump comes in the form of Alexa Bliss, where she finally knocks off her former best friend and just becomes awesome. I think Nia Jax as a babyface is a very intriguing story. We could see the whole thing, her promo after WrestleMania saying, I've worked so many hard years to get here. I've been told that I was never good enough by even my best friends. They didn't even believe in me, and you guys believed in me, or something like that. She could become an awesome babyface. She's got that likable look. She's got that relatability to her, and I think Nia Jax winning at WrestleMania to capture the Women's Championship could be great. You think Nia Jax needs a new theme song? I disagree with that. I love her theme song. What's the worst WrestleMania? The worst WrestleMania... Oh boy. Worst WrestleMania of all time. What would be the worst WrestleMania of all time? I'm not actually too sure. Ones that I've seen that I didn't like. What was the one where Miz versus John Cena headlined it? I don't think that one was very good. There also was... Which one? Which was kind of recent in there as well. Nope, it's been... I honestly, guys, I can't really think of too many WrestleManias that are terrible that I've seen personally. I know that there's some bad ones out there, but for me personally, I just enjoy WrestleMania. Favorite WrestleMania moment, though, is Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship, finally overcoming all the odds, and him chanting, yes, 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 that, or when Ric Flair got super kicked by Shawn Michaels, and you see Shawn Michaels say, I'm sorry, I love you, and then he super kicks him, pins him 1, 2, 3, and then hugs him in tears afterwards and rolls right out of the ring to see the end of Ric Flair's career. That was, or at least his WWE career. That was pretty awesome right there. Should The Miz main event another Mania? You know what, man? Yeah, Miz is one of the best heels on the roster, if not the best heel on the roster. Honestly, man, it was really good. Great night last night, Con, eh? Yeah, it was really, really crazy. I cannot believe the amount of support that we had last night. Record-setting stream last night, which is crazy. Just insane. Yeah, keep going, guys. Keep asking your questions. Here we go. This is a good one, because I can actually move into this question and get into Conman's take as well. So, will Sasha Banks and Bayley have a WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 34? No. And do they deserve one? Yes. How is it going to be decided? In the Women's Battle Royal on the pre-show. Yep. That is frustrating right there as a WWE fan. Bayley and Sasha so deserve to have a WrestleMania feud. They so deserve to have a singles match at WrestleMania. It's sad to see that the best women's feud of the last few years isn't going to get a main event match. Just really sad. Honestly, I hope they kind of turn it around, but they need all the women in the Battle Royal. We're already going to have 2 women's matches on the card with Sasha Banks, or not Sasha, I should say. We're already going to have 2 matches on the card with Charlotte versus Asuka and Nia Jax versus Alexa. Honestly, I could see Nia Jax and Alexa, unfortunately, being on the pre-show. Don't know for sure, though. This is just me speculating. But man, I would really like to see Sasha Banks versus Bayley in a one-on-one match, in a grudge match, a feud match for no title at WrestleMania. Why can't we have that? I'm just really hoping. I'm really hoping that they come to their senses and they make that a match. But there's no time on the card, unfortunately, even if it's a 9-hour show. It's not enough time on the card to fit everybody in, unfortunately. So my take on that is they are messing up with that. They could have dropped one feud, maybe. you know? Like, I don't know, which match could they have dropped? They probably honestly could have dropped the Women's Battle Royal and then just had this match instead. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to say. It's kind of difficult to say which match they could have dropped, because there was a lot of people on there who deserve to be on the card. But I guess, you know, you could maybe drop the Raw Tag Team titles. I know Braun Strowman, you got to give him something to do. SmackDown tag title scene is pretty good. You don't want to drop the US title. You don't want to drop the IC title. You start having a lot of championships. You could drop the Cruiserweight match, but that's not fair. I'm not too sure. But here we go. If the brand split ended, do you think they should have a women's tag team champions? Here's actually literally what I was just saying there, is that there's not even enough room on the card to fit anything. We're getting too many championships. So no, I don't think I'd like to see that. I really don't think I'd like to see that. If they add in a, if they add in another championship, I'd like it to see a Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship, because there's so many Cruiserweights who deserve to be doing something and they're not. I think it could be really fun. You know, high-flying tag team action, that's kind of what 205 Live seems to be all about, you know? Anyways, maybe we'll do that. But guys, I think that is going to be the end of the lunchdown. We kind of had some news here where it's turned out to be more closer to a half an hour show. Obviously, I'm not going to hold it straight to half an hour, but if we run long, we run long. But yeah, you know, we run until roughly 12:30, 1 p.m. somewhere in there. So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Lunchdown. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, hang on one sec. There's one more Twitter question here. There is a rumor that Carmella is cashing in at Mania and losing to Asuka, but according to me, Carmella should be drafted to Raw and cash in on a Raw superstar. That is possible. I've heard the rumors of Carmella cashing in and being successful. I've heard the rumors of her cashing in and being unsuccessful. I've heard her holding on to the briefcase and not cashing in at all until after WrestleMania or something like that. So yeah, anyways guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Lunchdown. Make sure you tune in for SmackDown Live and 205 Live tonight. I'll be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you guys tune into that once again. But thank you guys once again for all the support last night, for the support here today. We got a few new subscribers, which is awesome, and all the love that you constantly show me. Remember, on your way out, leave a like on this video, as it only takes one more for 50 likes, and make sure you click on the sponsor button above to become a sponsor of the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tonight on SmackDown Live. Take care and have a good day.